Hey guys, this is Austin. We've had the chance to take a look at a lot of very cool Audis this year, from the Q7 to the R8 on the track to the e-tron, but the A7 might just be my favorite one yet. As always, huge shout out to Audi for sponsoring this video and for hooking me up with the A7 for a week. At first glance, this looks similar to the last gen car, which is not a bad thing at all. Take one look at the RS7 and it should be pretty clear why I think this is one of the best looking four-door sedans of all time, but I will say that the A7 definitely does step it up. Don't be fooled though, this car is all new. For example, the LED headlights look so cool, especially at night. This also comes across with the taillights. So not only do they run across the entire length of the back of the car, but they're all LED and they even animate out nicely when you turn your turn signal on. It's a super cool touch. The new A7 does share a lot of DNA with the A6, but one of the big differences is of course that it is a sportback, which means that there is a ton of cargo space. If we pop the back, you will see that we have a ton of stuff loaded up in here. Not only are there a couple of camera cases, we have a bunch of random little bags and accessories. What's nice is that we can take all of this and still have plenty of room for Ken and I don't know, people inside. Get the A7 out on the freeway and this is really where things shine. So not only do we have great adaptive cruise control, but we also have that paired with the lane keep assist. So we're in a little bit of mixed traffic right now, and what really impresses me is just how smooth everything is. So the car is completely handling the throttle and the brake, and the steering is pretty much all completely automatic as well. I do need to keep a hand on the wheel, but beyond that, the lane keep assist does a really good job of keeping us centered, and more importantly, driving smoothly. So I've driven a fair few cars that have various levels of driver assistance and self-driving capabilities, and while they generally do work pretty well, usually you can tell it's not a real person driving because it's not quite smooth, right? It's a little jerky, it doesn't quite stay in the lane quite right, it'll like drift back and forth. But here, it really does feel like a normal person is driving. The A7 is loaded with cool tech. Take one look around this interior and you will see that Audi does cabins right. Not only is there this great wood finish that wraps around the front, but if I turn the car on, you'll also see that there's LED lighting which goes all over the place. It's actually a really subtle look, but it's nice to have just a little bit of an accent here, over here, down here, pretty much everywhere you look. If you saw the video we did on the e-tron recently, then this center stack will look very familiar. So in the bottom we have a touchscreen which is mostly used for things like the climate control as well as a few system settings. And on top of that we also have a much bigger touchscreen, and this is used for navigation, radio, all the kind of fun stuff. This is also where you'll find the excellent 360-degree view. It is super cool to be able to see not only from a top-down perspective, but also to see a full 360 around your car to see exactly where everything is. It looks so cool. I mean, it's like a video game here. I can see from outside the car from inside the car, and that's thanks to a series of cameras that are wrapped around the A7. One of my favorite features is inside the console. Not only do we have Qi wireless charging, so I can just set my phone down and it will begin to charge, but on top of that we also have wireless CarPlay. It's totally seamless and it is so dope. There's also an upgraded version of Virtual Cockpit. Now a lot of other cars are moving away from physical gauges, but this purely digital setup with a nice high resolution screen looks really nice, and it's a big step up from my car. For a big car, this thing actually handles pretty well. So it is helped that we have those big 21-inch wheels and those sticky summer tires. But I mean, you get this up in the canyons and it handles pretty well. Which is weird, because like in my head, I know just how big this car is. This is a very large sportback. But once you actually get it out on the road, the size definitely kind of shrinks. It feels much more nimble. Maybe not quite like an RS3, but close. Man, the drive is so smooth. So the A7 actually does take advantage of a mild hybrid system. So there's a 48-volt battery underneath the cargo floor and the back. And what that gives you is just a little bit of extra torque with the electric motor to get rid of any kind of minor turbo lag, which I can't tell if there's any at all. And on top of that, it's really cool because it allows you to easily start the motor very seamlessly when you're at a start or a stop. Sorry, I just had to do that. So we do have a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, and of course it does a great job of sort of driving around in automatic mode, but you do have the paddles if you want to have a little bit of extra fun. I've got to say, there's a lot to like with the new A7 between all the cool tech as well as just how well it drives for such a big sportback. Not gonna lie, kind of excited for that new RS7 though.